What's going on, everyone? Just showcasing what Hitmonlee can potentially do in a matchup. So we're going to get this matchup started just nice and right. So we issue the challenge here. He gets things off going. I send out my Feraligatr because I realize that Feraligatr is bulky and he can take in usual attacks. So I try to go for a Dragon Dance here. His download ups his special attack, which basically means that Feraligatr has lower special defense. He gets to outspeed me, and I don't predict that the Thunderbolt was going to kill. That was bad reading on my part. So unfortunately, my Feraligatr was useless. So I send out my Hitmonlee, which is Rock Lee. So I'm going to go ahead and go for a Fake Out here, but he withdraws Porygon Z because it's normal. He goes into Reluculous. So I get my Fake Out with my normal gem, which strengthens my, I'm sorry, not strengthens, it activates my Unburden. And then I go for a Knockoff, which pretty much is super effective. So that's going to one-shot him, because Hitmonlee has some really good power behind him. He maxed out at 372. He goes into Dust Noir here, which is pretty bulky. So I'm not too worried about it. So I'm going to go for a Knockoff on him, since it's going to be super effective as well. It leaves him alive with a little bit of HP, but that's alright. It's not too bad. He goes for a Focus Blast, which misses, but it doesn't matter because the Focus Blast wouldn't have one-shot me anyway. He switches out, but I did another knockoff here, just to one-shot him, or predicting any kind of switch out. So he goes into an Imposter Ditto, trying to be smart, which is not a bad strategy. I knock off his Powder with the knockoff that I tried to use on the Dust Noir. But since my Unburden is a secret stat, basically he doesn't trace my speed as well, so I am able to outspeed him without a problem. But at the cost of some defense and special defense, which is fine, because Hitmonlee is just a straight speed heavy sweeper. This is what he does. So he goes into Ninetales, which brings out the Sun. Now Ninetales isn't really bulky, so I went for another close combat here to take it out in one shot. However, I didn't realize that it had a Rocky Helmet on it, so I actually took some damage myself, along with another defense and special defense drop. Which isn't too bad either way, because if Hitmonlee can stay on the field, it doesn't really matter. So he goes into a Kangaskhan, which kind of scares me because if he used Fake Out or Sucker Punch with my defense drops, I would just not be in a good standing. Fortunately for me, he happened to be a Kangaskhan without a Fake Out or a Sucker Punch, so I was fortunately able just to get another close combat, which is super effective on a normal type. Lowering my defense and special defense again, so basically if I had any kind of priority opponents at this point, I would be destroyed. He goes back into his original Dust Noir to activate some pressure, and since I knocked off its Quick Claw earlier, it can't really get anything on me. I go for a Bullet Punch to ensure that nothing goes wrong, like he doesn't Shadow Sneak me, because that would hurt. He goes back into his Porygon Z, and since I outspeed it, I can just get a nice close combat. His download reacts to my defense and gives him attack, but I outspeed him, so my close combat super affects him, and that is the end of the game. Just showcasing some of Hitmonlee's potential. Thanks everyone for watching. Underpunch Swinson out.